With all of the recent ports and remakes of classic Square-Enix JRPGs being released over the last few years, we have seen an absolute treasure trove of JRPGs both new and old available across all modern consoles. Classic titles like Secret of Mana and Seiken Densetsu 3 have seen full HD remakes, and with the upcoming releases of Star Ocean First Departure R and the much-hyped Final Fantasy VII Remake, it seems that many longtime JRPG fans' dreams of seeing proper remakes of these classic titles are finally coming true. That said, however, I'm left with one burning question hanging over my head. What about the Chrono series? Chrono Trigger was a groundbreaking and successful game when it was released in 1995 for the Super Nintendo. With its innovative battle system, engaging story, and unique world, Chrono Trigger really broke the mold of other JRPGs of the time, and became very successful even in the West, at a time when JRPGs were struggling to achieve the mainstream success that they held in Japan. Despite its success, Chrono Trigger has seen only one true sequel, aside of course from the short text-based game Radical Dreamers, in the form of Chrono Cross, released in 2000. Chrono Cross would be a departure from Chrono Trigger in both story and gameplay, but nonetheless was successful, though not nearly as much as its predecessor, and received praise from both fans and critics alike. Despite the success of the franchise, and particularly with Chrono Trigger's place in gaming history as one of the greatest games of all time, there has been no new entry in the series for almost 20 years. Sure, Chrono Trigger has seen various ports from PS1 and DS to the Wii, PS4, and even on mobile phones, but aside from an abysmally half-baked port to Steam in 2018...
Something you'd like to buy. What is this? Why does everything look so terrible?
There has been nothing in the last few years indicating any interest in the series by Square-Enix. The question is, why? The Mana games have received full 3D HD remakes of 2 games in the series, and while impressions of the Secret of Mana remake have been rather mixed, and Trials of Mana remains to be seen, it would still be great to see Square Enix at least attempt something like that with Chrono Trigger. Or look at Star Ocean First Departure R, for example, taking the 2D 3D hybrid aesthetic of Octopath Traveler and applying it to that classic game. Chrono Trigger would have the potential to look absolutely gorgeous in this style, utilizing the best of the game's original detailed sprite work, coupled with 3D and HD enhanced graphics. Remakes aside, the series would benefit from being more widely available on other consoles such as the Switch's eShop, or even as a collection released on all platforms in the same vein as the Mana Collection. Even that alone would be a huge step for the series, and if included, could be a great chance for fans to experience both Radical Dreamers for the first time, or even the opportunity to enhance the other 2 games in HD. With Square Enix's branch Tokyo RPG Factory, they've clearly tried to recapture the magic of Chrono Trigger with games like I Am Setsuna and Lost Sphere. Although these games haven't seen much success, it's clear that there is some interest in the company to make a game in sort of the same vein as Chrono Trigger without being Chrono Trigger. My question is, why not just make another Chrono game? If given the right direction, with some improvements to the gameplay mechanics of a game like Setsuna, a new Chrono game could be well suited in this style. Not ambitious enough for you hardcore Chrono Trigger fans? Put the series into the hands of the team behind Dragon Quest, some of which worked on the original game, such as scenario writer Yuji Horii and artist Akira Toriyama. I'm sure the Dragon Quest XI team could create a worthy sequel, or at least give it a try. 2020 marks the 25th anniversary of Chrono Trigger, and with all of the remakes and ports of these classic Square Enix titles that have been released recently, perhaps maybe it will finally be time to see the Chrono series resurrected and reimagined for a new generation of gamers to experience for the first time. And hey, us longtime fans have been waiting for literally decades for a new entry in the series. As a longtime fan myself of this beloved childhood game, I'd love nothing more than to take a trip back in time with these characters and this world by leaping into a new and promising future for the series. Come on, Square Enix, make it happen.